Viewers and audience here present, welcome to this program, Vivid View. Many thanks to God, hosting Ehiliz. Vivid View, say and do it. Farmers' killings and displacement from their settlement, coupled with the fear of the unknown, will soon create or cause a serious food scarcity. The topic for discussion today is tackling food crisis in Nigeria. It is time for a break, and I'll return the guests will be introduced. Please stay with us. Vivid View, say and do it. Welcome back. The topic has already been introduced as tackling food crisis in Nigeria, in case you're just joining us. And with me in the studio to tackle this issue before us is a public analyst, a lecturer. In fact, he's the deputy provost of NIJ, that's Nigeria Institute of Journalism. Let's make welcome Dr. Dele Omojuyigbe.
Vivid View,
say and do it. Before discussion proper, please follow us on social media handles are displayed on the screen. Doctor, you're welcome again.
Thank you very much.
Let's go straight to the issue for today.
Yeah.
So we need your perspective on this subject matter.
Number one, let me commend you because this is a very topical issue.
Thank
It
you.
is the main issue in Nigeria now, the question of a food crisis. Food crisis is an issue that concerns everyone. You don't need to be an agriculturist before you know. Everybody eats and everybody sends money. If you don't go to the market, at least you send your money to the market to get you something to buy from the market, particularly food.
That's true.
So every one of us lives by food. There is no human being that doesn't eat. Even if I have not eaten this morning, I will eat immediately after I leave this place. So which means that we are all involved in the issue. Now, the question of food crisis or food insecurity is something that is worrisome, because a well-fed nation is a happy nation, and it's a peaceful nation. The moment you are hungry, the moment you don't have access to food, you are agitated. You are easily irritated.
Because a hungry man is an angry man.
Exactly. An hungry man is an angry man. That's just it. Now, when we say food security, does Nigeria really have food security now? We don't. And the problem really, one of the major problems is these clashes between farmers and herders. Herders from the north, let's be specific now, have been molesting our farmers. So our farmers have not been able to go to their farms, to till the land, to plant their crops, and to do some other things that they do in the farm. And don't also forget that agriculture is our mainstay in Nigeria. It was our mainstay before the coming of the oil. So if we talk about Nigeria, Nigeria is blessed with arable land.
Oh, yes.
With all manner of things that can go into anything. You can plant anything, even in the rock in Nigeria. It will grow, it will germinate. So that's how blessed we are in Nigeria. But unfortunately, we are facing food crisis now.
Thank you so much. Like you said, there's no one that can survive in the entire world, not only Nigeria, without food. It is what keeps us going. And we're going to view it very seriously. The availability should be looked into seriously so that we can survive. What are the indications of this food crisis now?
Thank you. Well, let me take it from the angle of the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
The World Health Organization believes that there are 3 pillars of food security. Number 1 is availability of food itself. Number 2 is accessibility of the food. And then number 3 is the use of the food. So you have the food already, is there, and then it must be accessible, and then there must be use. Now, which ones are available in Nigeria? Number 1 is food available, because it must be available first before you can have access, because you can be talking about accessibility. And then before you can also be talking about use. Even if food is available now, or let's say foodstuffs, food items, if they are available now, how accessible in terms of purchase? Do Nigerians have the purchasing power to buy the food? Everything is gone up now. food crisis. The price of food, the prices of foodstuffs are so high that even the so-called rich men are complaining. Everybody is complaining.
The affordability will also be an issue.
Exactly, because if it's available and you can't access it, then you can't use it. And of course, you know that when you don't eat well, when someone doesn't eat well, it shows in your body, and then of course you are malnourished, and then the next thing is sickness. Do we have anything to tackle sicknesses in Nigeria? Do we have the hospitals? Do we have the drugs there? So these are basic challenges that we are facing right now in Nigeria.
Okay. We'll take a break now. We'll continue later on. Vivid View. Say and do it. Welcome back. Still discussing tackling food crisis or security in Nigeria. Now, take me to the next question. Enumerate major economic factors that cause food crisis.
Thank you very much. Well, let me just make one confession here first. I'm not an agriculturalist, so I'm not going to go into any theory, but everybody eats. Everybody spends money on food.
Yeah.
And then from the general point of view, that what everybody knows, what everybody sees, I think we can say that you are talking about the major factors, the major
causes of factors,
of food crisis.
Yeah.
Well, one of the major causes of food crisis is lack of its availability. If food is not available, then there will be crisis. For example, and one of the major ways that food can never be available is if there is no production. For example, if the farmers cannot go to their farms and they can't do what they have been doing over the years, they are the ones feeding us in Nigeria. So if they can't do that, if they can't go to their farms and give us what they have been giving us, year in, year out, there will be food crisis. That's number one. Number two, again, that can cause food crisis because it's possible for you to have food somewhere and for the food not to get to another place. So which means that the food availability is restricted to that particular environment. So which also means that you need to talk about transportation.
Yeah.
So if there is no transportation, if there is no way, that's what we call, if there is no way to convey the food from one point to another, there's another problem.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we talk about roads.
Good roads.
If the roads are not there, if good roads are not there, then there's no way to move the food from one point to another. And of course, we know, for example, we talk about the food basket of the country, and then we are talking about Benue, Benue State. When you go to the market now, I hardly go, but I've gone. It's not that I've not gone before. So when you go to the market, and then you say you want to buy yam, people say, come and buy this one. This yam is from Benue, just to show you the quality of the yam that is produced from Benue. Now, are Benue people still producing
the yam now?
Are they? Because every day, Governor Autumn, yes,
Samuel
Autumn of Benue is complaining, has been complaining about the molestation of their farmers, by herders. So these are the issues. Now, when we say what are the major causes of food crisis, we talk about the lack of availability, we talk about lack of good roads, we talk about transportation, and some other things.
Yeah. And all these ones too also have a way of affecting our economy.
Exactly.
Because when we have good road, people, farmers sell, some of them could pay their taxes and other things. So it will also grow our economy. So
Exactly.
it's really very, very important. Like I just said before, so if we have these things you mentioned, good roads, for them to transport their food from somewhere, and they are not being molested to do the job they have been doing, then they won't have any problem.
Exactly.
So we're saying this, that those who have been causing problems to these farmers should really take it so that there will be enough food for us to eat in Nigeria. And definitely the impact of food crisis on people cannot be overemphasized anyway.
That's all.
So can you throw more light to this?
Food is life.
Yes.
Food gives energy. As a matter of fact, good food, good diet promotes even your mental faculty, the way you reason.
And prolongs life as well.
And prolongs your life, it elongates your life. So if food is not there for you, you are not existing. You are barely existing. Don't mind people who say that they don't like food. That is not true. Everybody eats to live. At least you must eat first, and then you live from there. That's not true. For example, if you see a governor or you see a president, and the president looks like someone who doesn't eat, check him up when he gets to his closet, and then you know that every president eats, every governor eats, and eats well, and eats even voraciously. So, I mean, some people eat, permit me, gluttonously. You know what I mean? You eat and then you lick your fingers to show that there is. As a matter of fact, there was one philosopher that said the only way you can take good care of yourself is to start from the way you eat. He said, give yourself time to eat. Relax. You do everything every day, every time, everywhere. You hardly have time. The only thing that you can give to yourself that sustains you is food. So when you want to eat, relax. And take your time. And then you eat, you relax, you enjoy yourself. That's the only thing for you to enjoy, not clothes. Not all your belongings, but your food. So which means that food is critical to human existence. Now, when we talk about food, everybody needs it. You need it for your body system to build up, and then for you to be agile, for you to be able to think fast, to be reasonable, and also for you to have resistance even to molestations. You know, there are times when you are hungry, if anybody just taps you by chance, hey, who is that? You know, you flare up. But when you are well fed, when anybody even slaps you, you look at him, this one is hungry, just like and you go your way. Because food is the issue. So that's it. So when there is no food, when you don't eat well, then you are hungry. You know, a hungry man, just as the moderator said the other time, every hungry man is an angry man. Yes.
Honestly, the importance of food cannot really be overemphasized. That is, we live because there is food.
Yeah.
You know, the areas, the countries where there are serious water, like Somalia and all, you can see them. You can see their footages of the hungry children, and especially women and their children, because there's no food. So we need to take this food issue very, very seriously in Nigeria and be able to stop anything that will make us not to lack food in Nigeria.
Exactly.
You are hearing us. Whoever is doing that, we need to take it very seriously.
Exactly.
That there must be availability of food everywhere and also be accessible.
Exactly.
And God will help us.
Amen.
Because this is our prayer.
Amen.
We'll take a break now. Vivid View. Say and do it. Welcome back. We are still discussing tackling food crisis or security in Nigeria. This takes me to the last question from this end. Okay. How then do we tackle food crisis in Nigeria? Because that is the topic.
How do we tackle food crisis? Well, it starts from you and me before we talk about the government.
Yes.
Now, I said something the other time. The mainstay of Nigeria's economy before was agriculture. You go to Benue, you see yam. Go to the east. I did my youth corps in the east. Go to the east, you see palm oil. Even though they don't eat it there.
Cassava,
you know, they don't eat much. They don't like palm oil, but they produce palm oil. You know, go to everywhere. There is no state in Nigeria at the time that didn't have something to produce. So we were self-sufficient in terms of food. Everything was available within us. And apart from that, so everyone was a farmer. There was subsistence farming. We are not talking about mechanized farming now. Everyone was a farmer.
Around your house,
you plant something. Things. Okay, so you plant tomato, you plant pepper around your house.
Exactly.
You have a small. Now you had barns. We had barns in the farms in those days. That's where you have these yam tubers, and then you prepare a barn, and then you display.
Yes.
It's our local way of preserving our yam tubers in those days. And then people corn. You know, there's a way to preserve your corn till the following year. We had all these things in Nigeria before. Unfortunately, oil came in. And then we forgot everything about our culture, about our tradition, about our natural resources. There was nothing that stopped us but we stopped ourselves. So even before we talk about the government now, and let me also say that it was even agriculture, from agriculture, that we were able to finance our economy in Nigeria. Because the major supplier, the major feeder of our budget at that time in the past was agriculture. Because we were producing, palm kernel to be taken abroad, even animal husbandry.
Cocoa and many other
Cocoa,
things. Yes. Palm oil,
all manner,
just mentioned.
coffee, tin, timber, caliber, and so on. We had rubber, hides and skin. We had all of them before, but we neglected them when oil came, and then all of us began to pursue oil. Even the desert are now saying that they could find oil in their backyard. So we don't know how true that is. So which means that we have a long way to go. We have something to do, within ourselves. Go to your house, prepare a small place, plant tomato, plant pepper, and unfortunately, we don't have, I'm sorry to say, we don't have a government that is leading by example. If, for example, a state government comes around, goes on there, and says, look at my farm, at my backyard. If one governor could do that, the entire state will follow. Exactly. Just say, see my backyard. Look at the yam I've planted. Look at the cassava I've planted.
Look at the tomatoes,
look at
pepper,
the corn,
and all that.
look at tomato, look at pepper. If a governor could do that, the entire state will follow suit and do the same. But we are not being led by examples. So we are
everything bye.
Exactly. Everything, everything is just by hook and by crook. So that is one. Then number two, we also need to call on the government to also take their jobs seriously. They must show responsibility. Now, concerning the government perspective, I also believe that the government has a role to play, a big role to play.